EK real spicy with more clips. Don't forget to subscribe and bang on that like button. Now let's get into it.
Hey, but this better be good, god damn it!
It's your confession.
I got trained
By two dudes?
It was like sick.
Huh?
It was fun.
And was it like in and out or all at the same time?
One by one, but like they were all on me.
Denied.
Generally speaking, men don't want to date promiscuous women or women with a high body count.
What's high?
I mean, it
That's
varies.
subjective.
It varies, but I
Two
mean,
could be high.
He said over 6 before, I think, right?
But the whole point is whenever men have standards, we shame them for having standards. Like if a girl says like, I don't want to date a guy that's short and broke and fat, okay, fine. No, like they're not going to argue with that. But if a guy says, I want a girl with a low body count, we argue for hours and say,
I would argue with a woman that said that they wanted
to you're saying like, don't judge. And I don't think it's kind to act like people don't judge you for promiscuity. I don't think that's kind to women. I think it's better to be honest. And the world doesn't owe you understanding. The world will judge you for your decisions. Like you don't get a get out of jail free card. And I think it's dishonest to say that like men don't care about that stuff and there's going to be no consequences, because a lot of you guys have said yourself that there are. Like you've said it out of your mouth.
Nope, they don't want no part of that conversation. But really, that's a good question, right? Fellas, what's a good body count score for a woman? Tell me what y'all think. You really think they're going to give you the real number? They say you got to round up. You know what I'm saying? I guess if you let them talk long enough, like the first clip, they'll tell you all you need to know.
So apparently, to some women, it's strange to uplift men. But why is that? Tell me, what type of investment do you gain when you talk down and belittle men? Nothing. Oh, but you will gain more of resentment, unforgiveness, bitterness, anger. And as a result to you gaining more of these things, guess what? You're going to attract the same type of man, just in a different body. But then you're going to say, oh, but I've been hurt before. I've been played before. He did me dirty. Listen, everybody has been hurt. The question is, what are you going to do with that hurt? And just because there aren't any good men in your existence doesn't mean they don't exist. So apparently, to some women, it's strange to uplift men.
Oh, they really not going to like this one. Nah, they ain't gonna like this one bit. And I think the women she's speaking of do believe they're reaping benefits by downplaying and belittling men, right? They think that's the way to justify getting pedestal treatment. Buy low, sell high type shit. More like strictly business. Don't work too well in relationships. But I agree, you definitely get back what you put in. Just because you exist don't mean you're entitled to a healthy relationship. It takes real work. Work that is not always pretty. Not always to be written in a storybook. Real sacrifice, real vulnerability, real patience, and real understanding.
Apparently there is in fact a bare minimum that we all can recognize for men to be a good husband or boyfriend. And essentially what those very simple rules are is that he should be a kind man. So he should be the doting husband. He should be the doting boyfriend. He should also be a hardworking man who financially takes on all of the responsibility in the relationship. And he should also not cheat. So he should be loyal. I'm glad that we could all decide that this is the bare minimum. I mean, like the floor, like you're not even going to get a kudos, okay? Because like this is what we all just expect. Like this is just it. So don't expect a good job. But I'm just wondering, what is the bare minimum for women? And I'm wondering that because apparently men aren't supposed to tell women much of anything. A man can't expect that you cook and clean anymore because that would be misogynistic. And it's not a woman's fault if she cheats because apparently that is also his fault for failing to keep her interest in the bedroom. If a woman decides she wants to work, she's not supposed to have any real financial responsibility. She's supposed to be keeping all that money for herself while a man is paying for her entire life. So just wondering, like, if the bare minimum for a man is so easily put out in front of us, what is the bare minimum for a woman to be considered a good wife or a good girlfriend?
Yeah, we're going to be waiting a while for this one, fellas. But she gets it. She definitely gets it. And to me, you need to ask this to every woman you meet, every woman you date, like immediately. You know what I'm saying? Like, don't waste no time. Just ask what they expect from a man and what a man can expect from them and what their overall intentions are. Right? Make sure that's locked in from jump. And if their list of what they expect from men is twice or 3 times as long as what they offer in return, then you must slide up out of there as quickly as you can without pulling a hamstring.
I have a question for men and women. What is up with all of the pretty women being single? The most gorgeous women, like stunning, body proper, face card on, but they're single. What is it? I really get so confused when I see a beautiful woman with a nice body, with a nice face, and she's by herself.
Y'all really still asking this question though? Like, it's gotta be her, right? It's gotta be. If you above average to fine and can't keep a man consistently, then you have to look within, ma. You gotta look at the common denominator. But look, a lot of women been saying this, right? They find they don't know why guys are looking elsewhere. A lot of people have found their mate. So why is it that you haven't? Right? And, you know, you could say, yeah, nobody's on my level. You could say you haven't found that person, you're too busy. And it could be a combination of both, right? Like how you deal with the men in your life could be a part of it, right? It could also be like, what do you do on a daily basis to put yourself around and have access to certain people, to certain men, right? The men that you have a preference for, right? So it's a combination of all of that, right? But if you find yourself consistently meeting guys, getting to a certain intimacy level, but not getting further than that, a good portion of that has to be you. And generally, you can tell this type of question when it's being asked, right? It's more or less erring on the side of blaming the men, right? It's they're gonna say it's too many gay guys, or, you know, only married men, or only dusty men, or men who aren't on her level. But very rarely do you get they're not ready for a relationship, right? They don't really give what a man wants. They're not a good fit for a team. They look good. They can shoot well in the gym playing one-on-ones, warming up. But when they get in the game and play with other teammates, they don't mesh well. Look good in the jersey, but when the game come on, when it's crunch time, when they got to be dependent on, they know where to be found. And I think a lot of guys start to see that pattern based off what the dispositions are of certain women, and they've just looked to avoid it. But I gotta ask this though. I hear a lot about how women are the prize, right? And I know why they want to be the prize. Want to be the prize so bad, but how are you the prize again? Like, you gotta explain this, because there's a lot of prizes going unclaimed. And that's a shame. That's a damn shame. But what y'all think, man? What y'all think the reasons are that so many beautiful women are single? Hit me in them comments. We out.